Venice, Italy remains underwater after a new high tide hit the city. Stores around St. Mark's Square were closed Sunday as the city suffers from its worst flooding in over 50 years. Officials declared a state of emergency in the city, and the mayor predicted hundreds of millions of euros in damage. For more on this, Washington Post reporter Kim Bellware joins me now from Washington. Kim, what are some of the causes of some of this most recent flooding?
Well, there's been a combination of intense winds from the southwest that have been kind of blowing a wall of water up. There's also been a lot of just overflow conditions in the river, wet season, and with all of these factors combined, it's completely overwhelmed the thresholds. Venice also doesn't really have sidewalks. They have this kind of low-lying network of interconnected island chains, and everything is just completely waterlogged at this point.
What can you tell us about what has actually been damaged by the flooding in the city?
So Venice is home to a lot of antiquities, both artifacts like papers and paintings, but also floors, gold leaf, marble, things like the St. Mark's Basilica. And all of this is being really intensely damaged by the seawater because it's standing and you have these intense drying conditions after the floodwaters wash away. And it's really corrosive, especially to these really old materials.
Now, in 1966, serious flooding hit Venice and other major Italian cities. But what has been done since then to kind of prevent what we're seeing today?
There's definitely been a lot of the same concerns, more than 50 years ago that we're seeing now. One of the big projects that people are looking to is I believe it's pronounced Mose project, maybe it's Mose. And that's kind of a system of almost drawbridge-like gates that will flip up to keep the seawater back from the chain of islands, to keep the water away from Venice. But that project has been stalled. It was started more than 12 years ago. It still isn't totally complete. And a lot of officials are worrying that even once it does reach completion, it's not going to be enough because at the same time that there are these climate factors affecting Venice, the island is also, or the city itself is also sinking at the same time.
Now, you write that Venice's population has been shrinking for years. What are some of the factors that have led to this? And obviously, this doesn't look like it could help that.
Certainly not. Venice's population is aging, but there's also been a huge tourism boom. A lot of people think that they're running out of time to visit it. They might be right. They have a lot of tourism, especially coming from the cruise industry, and the tourism has made cost of living a lot higher for locals. So a lot of them have packed up and decided that it's not a place they can live anymore. Population is emptying out. It's certainly not getting younger, and that's really kind of pulling at the threads of the way of life for all of the people who live there because there's no new population coming in.
And we'll have to see how this affects tourism because I'm not sure tourists want to wear rubber boots while they're walking around there. Kim Bellware, thank you very much.
Thank you.